My name's Darren. I lead the Azure Marketplace partner practice within Microsoft. I've done this for another hyperscaler and have been around consumption economics for kind of 8, 9, 10 years, something like that now. So really pleased to be able to speak to you about hopefully the opportunity with cloud marketplaces, give you some insights as to what the market's looking like, take you through what customers, what ISV partners are doing, and then hopefully we can look at what the partner opportunity is and we can have some takeaways. Can I just ask for a bit of a temperature check first, if that's all right? I don't mean physical temperature check. I'm sure everybody's quite warm already. Who's at least familiar with cloud marketplaces and what they are within the market? A show of hands, please, if you would. Some familiarity with cloud marketplaces. Okay, vast majority of you, great, thank you. Who would say that a cloud marketplace strategy is somewhere within their business today, no matter how impactful that is? Okay, great. Some good hands and some nods of recognition. That's quite good. That's from the Bytes team though, isn't it? Okay, you gave the game away there. Who would say that cloud marketplaces are a significant contributor to profitability today within your business? Fantastic. Are you from Bytes? Okay, superb. Let's have a conversation afterwards. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you for that. Much appreciated. I hope that by the time we get to the end of this half-an-hour session, we can reset some of those numbers. And then when we get together again next year, if Ian's kind enough to invite me back, we'll see a greater show of hands. So let's talk through the opportunity first of all. Let's talk through the market. First of all, this is about software. It's about a change of consumption economics. You know, way back when I started this, I would hold up here at this point a Blockbuster video card. I can see some friends who've seen me do this before around the room. There we go, yeah. And the reason why I used to do that was, you know, it's talking about how we have changed the way we consume technology. That Blockbuster Netflix analogy, I'm not going to make it again now, it's old world, hopefully we know this. But the point is, every company is now a technology company. Every customer we deal with, every partner we have some adjacency with, it can be an ISV. And part of what I want you to think about today is where you could fit within the marketplace ecosystem. Could you be an ISV? Have you got your own intellectual property that is a net new market opportunity for you to list within these new cloud marketplace platforms? Are you a partner where you could capitalize on the modernization of the software application portfolio within our customers and take a greater resale opportunity? Or are you a customer and able to consume in a more agile and elastic way by looking at this whole software journey? But I would encourage you to be looking within your customer base as to what that software opportunity is and how software is really driving their organizations. And I'll make some analogies here, people like John Deere. Everybody familiar with John Deere? Largest agricultural manufacturing company in the world. It's 185 years old. Their CEO announced last year they have more software engineers than they do mechanical engineers. The insights that come off those platforms, as much as that software is inherent to the device and it's local, the data and insights that come off those platforms are going to be cloud attached and cloud augmented. So look for software in all your customers. For Microsoft, you know, I'm here to talk about what we announced at Inspire, and actually what we've called in Microsoft the year of the marketplace. And I'll get to why in a minute, but there is a huge opportunity here for us. For us, this is about SaaS. Our customers, your customers, want to buy a 95% best fit solution and customize around the edge. In the main, they no longer want to be fiddling with the bits, with the component parts. They're looking for adjacencies and ecosystems, and we'll talk about some of the thought leadership in the market in a minute as to where this is heading. This is absolutely about software as a service and containers and agile compute strategies that are software led. You know, let's look at the number of SaaS applications within a typical organization. I have asked this question before, but I quite like it because it gives a good direction of where we're thinking. Bit of audience participation. How many SaaS applications do we think the average organization maintains, the average enterprise organization? Throw a number at me, please. I'll find a prize for somebody that gets this right. Go on at the back. 5. 5 SaaS applications. Any advance on 5? 95, 300. I feel like David Dickinson at an auction house. What do we get to? That's a whole different game, sir. But we can take that one on. We've got to the prices right there for anyone who's old enough. Where do we get to? 195? 450. It's 600. It does get a gasp. That was ratified by Xylo in 2019, and since, it's in a number of the Gartner and Forrester papers now. It's a huge number, isn't it? We ask ourselves, is that true? I should have asked the question here, but I'm going to go straight to the punchline. The percentage of those SaaS applications that's purchased or acquired in a line of business is 70%. Now, as you look at your customer management strategy and how you deal with various different personas within your customers, hopefully this is giving you some insight that actually we might not be touching everybody who makes a buying decision. If you look at the procurement press generally concedes that the average enterprise buyer will have 15 points of information gathering before they speak to a salesperson. I was having a conversation with a mate of my son's last week who brought up this very insightful phrase. We're having a conversation about how we consume tech, and he said, well, it was my son that mentioned this. He said, well, Dad, I had a digital upbringing, not an analog upbringing like you. I'd never heard it positioned like that, but actually it makes a lot of sense. So these enterprise buyers, another interesting statistic that I heard from one of the Gartner papers a couple of weeks ago is that something like 60% of enterprise buying decisions will be made by a millennial in the next 2 years. At my age, I'm still not sure what age category a millennial fits into, but I'm guessing it's not every one of us in the room here today. The point is, digital buying experiences are really commonplace. So if you're here today and we don't have a digital marketplace strategy within your business, let's work together with the Bytes team to build one, because this is absolutely a market opportunity for us. And then how to drive a modern procurement strategy. We've just touched upon that. The Harvard Business Review talking about this direction of travel for a digital procurement strategy. We're going to be starting to raise the questions in a minute. What does this mean for partners? What does this mean for automation? I've absolutely got an answer for that, so don't worry about it. I'm just trying to give you a direction of travel for cloud marketplaces. We're going to whistle through some of this in the essence of time, but the analysts now back this up. The hyperscalers have had cloud marketplaces for double-digit years now. Hands up, probably shouldn't say this, circle of trust in this room. Certain other big hyperscaler that delivers parcels, should remain nameless. They are ahead mechanically today in how they deliver within a cloud marketplace. Sati, our CEO, absolutely has the intention to get parity and beyond that approach because of how important a cloud marketplace strategy is to our partners, our customers, and our ISVs. And it's driven by all this here. You can have the slides afterwards, I'm sure. I won't read these out, but I'll draw your attention to two in particular. Battery Ventures as one of the largest SaaS organizations, VC organizations. They keep really close metrics on the SaaS top 100. You can read that stat up there for yourself. But actually the opportunity here within the modern SaaS organization is that only 20% of their business is channel sourced. Now those SaaS organizations for customer retention are looking at how they drive better partnerships and build new channels with those organizations that understand procurement modernization. So I will send some papers out afterwards that look at what the Battery Ventures group of organizations is doing. The other analyst I'd point you to is Tackle.io. Show of hands, who's heard of Tackle.io, the marketplace aggregator? Few people in the room. Go and have a look post the session today. Look at the State of Cloud Marketplaces survey from Tackle.io, and I'll make reference to this again in a minute. They've been around for about 5 or 6 years. They help ISVs list on a cloud marketplace, all cloud marketplaces. They also take a temperature check across about 5,500 customers across the world as to how they're using cloud marketplaces. Because we've had this for a long time now, this has been a real journey and some insights now we're able to make some comparisons from. Huge amounts of insights in that Tackle paper. And actually, those insights is the direction of travel as to where these modernizing vendors are going to get their digital revenue transformation from, it's absolutely about cloud marketplaces. So we've done a lot on the background. You know, this is super important for Microsoft. We're digitizing our partner model. You're going to see a lot of this. This is absolutely the modern way that you're going to see Microsoft deliver and provide value and tool sets to our customers and partners as we move forward. So why are customers doing this? Again, some of the insights before we move on to the partner model. We start with Mac decrement in the enterprise space. We're right with Macs. Microsoft Azure consumption commitment, some nods around the room. For those that you don't know, this is enterprise spend management within Microsoft. All the hyperscalers have an enterprise cloud commit. And for that commitment, Microsoft gives a certain discount off that cloud spend over a 3-5 year period or whatever it may be. We're not talking about the Mac piece today, but we are talking about the fact that spend through cloud marketplace, through the Azure Marketplace and all the commercial marketplace storefronts, retires that commitment. Why is that important to you guys? Because I'm going to show you some mechanisms in a minute that Bytes can deliver that will help you shorten a sales cycle, get access to cloud budgets, and have a very relevant conversation in the enterprise. To be honest, this is fairly old. This has been around for a little while, as much as the partner mechanism hasn't yet. The reason why customers now are using cloud marketplaces are very much the process optimization pieces that sit around the outside of this. Bytes have been fantastic at delivering or about to launch their, hopefully I'm not giving the game away, their digital procurement advisory service, which is something that I'm pretty sure there's going to be a partner flavor of pretty soon as well. But actually having a conversation about how to deliver cost optimization, deliver this modernizing application portfolio, consumable in a really modern way, it's a really advanced way of customer management. I'd encourage you to come and talk to the Bytes team about how they're doing that and how you can pick up on that as well in your practices. But customers are doing this to accelerate their own time to value and accelerate innovation. Again, we'll send out some papers afterwards, but take a look at the people that are talking about partner ecosystems. People like Roman Kirsanov, people like Jay McBain, if you're not following them already on LinkedIn, go and take a follow of these people. They're talking about how partners and customers are accelerating their time to value, building these partner ecosystems as we look to modernize. And there's that TAQA survey again. It's the report from it's one of the pieces of the TAQA survey, just ratifying that customer view. And again, I'm trying to give you a sense here that we're quite well down this adoption journey here. This is not just about drawing down on the cloud commit. Don't view this as just being enterprise. It's absolutely about simplification of vendor management. It's absolutely about accelerating time to value. It's about the tool sets that are within the platform. It's not just about buying. It's about SaaS, containers, and it's about things like private marketplace. It's a free function of the platform that allows customers to put some governance and guardrails around who's doing what. And again, Bytes have got some great services that can help you as a team of partners understand what that can do for your customers. So look, I think, you know, I'm hammering it home here. It's a huge customer opportunity. It's a huge opportunity within our ISVs. I'd go back to what I said at the top. If you've got a piece of intellectual property within your business, maybe a tool that underpins your consulting practice, something that actually could potentially be monetized with a bit of maybe multi-tenant overlay to that process. Talk to Microsoft, talk to the Bytes team about how you could get that in the marketplace. Because the benefits here to our customers and to you as an ISV will be huge. And as you start to hear about some of the things that are increasingly important in Microsoft today, like AI, like Copilot, or the various different Copilots, you're going to see huge benefits to having these components built into your processes and your solutions. So look, it's about helping ISVs and it's about unlocking the enterprise. You know, again, you can see these stats afterwards. I don't need to read them out, but it's huge. It's already a huge platform. 4 million plus monthly buyers. You can get a consulting offer in Azure Marketplace, non-transactable, as a shop window to drive leads, and the Bytes team can help you with that. Actually, super important for Microsoft is getting to transactability. So having a monetized marketplace value solution that sits within that platform that customers can find, try, test and deploy. And I'll get to the transactability option in a minute as to how that is super important to our sellers now and how it can help you, jointly with the Bytes team, drive relevance with the Microsoft teams. So again, just underpinning the scale of the thing really. And actually, if you are looking at the world of cloud marketplaces, the reason why I moved from that other big parcel deliverer to this particular organisation is actually the depth and breadth of our partner organisation and the processes with which Microsoft confidently delivers. As much as mechanically today we are a tiny bit behind that other one, we're going to catch up on that very quickly. And the power of this here for the in-product experience is huge. So we're not just talking about a single transaction platform. We're talking about multiple storefronts, which, hey, does need to get a little bit easier. There's some work going on there. Multiple storefronts with huge amounts of active users. Look at the Teams monthly active users within Teams, 300 million monthly active users within the Teams space. Part of the Microsoft storefront experience would allow you to launch a Teams app and make that available within the Teams product store to all those Teams users. For us, it's not just about transactability of a point enterprise SaaS solution. It's absolutely about productivity and software optimization, deeply optimized for our customers in a very specialist space. So come and talk to the Bytes team about what this could look like for you. Again, we've covered what this is about for ISVs. Your ISV partnerships, they'll be at different stages of delivery within a cloud marketplace, but all the sensible ones will have a cloud marketplace strategy, probably a separate cloud marketplace team. The traditional organizations are looking at how they can drive this super fast, sticky new stream of revenue and profitability. The modern ones are probably only using a cloud marketplace. Who's got some form of AVD, some Azure Virtual Desktop strategy within their organization? A few show of hands already. If you look at AVD, without me just advocating for one particular ISV, but I use this as a good cloud marketplace example. If you're familiar with Nerdio, the AVD management platform, it's only delivered through Marketplace. Marketplace delivers the elastic metering and billing for that organization. And they are partner first as well. It's the reason why I talk about them, because they want to be delivering a partner private offer. I'm going to get onto that in just a second, for you to be able to manage and build services offerings around your customers, but it's the Marketplace that's delivering the elastic metering and billing solution. So a prime example of how a really modern ISV is using the tools in the platform to gain new customers and accelerate their time to market really quickly. Huge amount of ISVs in the ecosystem and ever growing. So for search and selection, it's a huge platform. You're going to see all sorts of categories. If you look at Azure Marketplace over the next 3 months, you're going to see huge amounts of innovation in how we're delivering search capability to help buyers find the right solution. So when I was talking about adjacencies and curating a catalogue, in terms of how we're delivering that to a customer, hey, it's no surprise we're going to be using our AI capabilities to be able to surface the right information to the right person at the right time. So I'm sure I'm starting to raise the question, hey, with this world of cloud marketplaces, what does this mean to partner? And we'll get to some frequently asked or frequently unasked questions at the end, hopefully. But this is absolutely about you guys in the room. Even if you're not an ISV that's choosing to list your own IP, it's absolutely about how you deliver a better selling process through your account execs into your customers. This is again the direction of travel from that tackle survey, asking customers how they see channel is relevant to a cloud marketplace strategy. Please don't ignore this. When we get together again next year, I really hope we can see that show of hands that a cloud marketplace, Azure Marketplace, is helping you drive more profitability to your business. Because this survey is 5 years old, and cloud marketplaces, as I say, are 8, 9, 10, 11 years old now. So the time is absolutely now to grasp this opportunity. What does it look like for you guys? This resell opportunity, it's about all these good, super sticky, modernizing application portfolio routes to market and business approach. It's how you deliver the modernizing application portfolio consumable in a modern way. We've shown the value for an ISV. Actually, circle of trust in this room here, I can probably show you that this is going to be highly profitable. It's about net new acquisition for your businesses. It's not about breaking what you do today and breaking the distribution model. It's going to be sticky, it's going to be repeatable. And where you've got cost optimization practices, where your AEs have a conversation with your customers about those invisible services, those, you know, the value around being a great customer services person and reselling well, which has become an invisible service, but is still so important to many customers. You can do that now with Marketplace as a delivery mechanism for those customers. So I'm going to dig into that and give you some insight as to what this looks like and how you can maybe get started. Bytes have absolutely led the way. It's the reason why I'm here today, because they are the leading Azure Marketplace partner practice today in the UK and potentially across some of the rest of the world today in terms of what they're delivering with their digital procurement advisory service. And there's a reason for that. It's because they understand how to bring together this world of digital transformation with this traditional world of reselling and customer management. Let me tell you exactly what this means. We won't go too deep into the process today, otherwise I'm going to put you all to sleep. We're not going to do that at 25 to 11 in the morning, hopefully. Let's be super clear. A click to buy offer, the find, try, test, deploy stuff is probably there for the simple stuff that your customers, technical people are going out there and they're using these tools to go and augment some of their cloud practices. It's list price. There is no price precedent for logging into any of the marketplaces based on who you are. It's all a flat pricing structure. There might be some pricing difference based on committing for longer or a greater number of users, but it's certainly not recognizing that you're Ian Lane from Bytes, for example. What gives a custom term, custom price, and a custom end user license agreement is one of these three mechanisms here. An ISV private offer is the non-channel centered approach of that custom terms. So it's our independent software vendors, it's our software organizations that are offering, making a private offer, so it's not visible to anyone else within the customer catalog. They're not creating a new listing. It's a dedicated URL that's specific to that customer that gives them enterprise contracting terms. Might be a monthly consumption offer, might be 3 years annual in advance, something like that, but it's direct ISV to customer. I'm super pleased to say the direction of travel is absolutely about partner, because even more today, you as channel organizations have a role to play as trusted advisor, pro-serve deliverer and cost optimizer with one of the partner private offer approaches. Now, if you're consuming Azure from Bytes as a CSP partner, hey, we have a simple resell offer that allows an ISV to build their solution into that bill. And Bytes can talk to you about how they can do that or help you do that within your customer base. But it's this piece in the middle here that I'm going to focus on just for a minute, multi-party private offers. This is the huge launch that we made public. We made general availability in the States on the 14th of July this year. So only available for US customers. It's coming to the UK at the end of October, early November this year, because the UK is actually quite a mature market for cloud marketplaces. Multi-party private offers is probably, I think, I'm bound to say this, the most impactful partner commercial launch we'll make in the next 5 years. That's my view. You won't see that written down. But I've seen this be very impactful to some of the VARs that launched this with that other hyperscaler probably 4 or 5 years ago. Let's cover exactly what this means. So multi-party private offer will allow an ISV partner, so a software company, to, within Partner Center, raise an offer to a partner, whether that be Bytes as the selling partner, whether that be you, whether that be Bytes on behalf of your customer, will allow you to mark that up, put whatever margin you want on it. This is a margin play, and then push that offer onto a customer account. So the customer will be able to see that offer, a private URL, accept that. Because of the automation of the way software is delivered, customer will get access to that SaaS entitlement, that containerized service, whatever it may be, immediately, and Microsoft bills the customer. We then pay a margin back to the selling partner, and we pay the wholesale value back to the ISV. Now, I'm sure there's all sorts of questions here. and they're all in the frequently unasked questions. Microsoft here is doing this because we want to drive a huge ISV ecosystem to add greater value to our customers, and our partners to be able to add best value services also to our customers. It's about digital and modernized selling. Some strange colors on here, but let's just cover a little bit of the value in that this is just about SaaS and containers. We're not going to be delivering a marketplace that sells just stuff. It's about driving cloud migration. It's about that modernizing application portfolio, as I say. That's why cloud marketplaces exist. Actually, if you think about this, it's about profitability because there is no flow of revenue. So where partners did this elsewhere, they drove incremental multi-million pound businesses that were very highly margin rich. But if you think about this, there's no cost of cash, there's no credit aggregation, there's no risk. So it's a super agile way to be delivering software, and Bytes can absolutely help you deliver this into your customers. There's some steps to go through. It's going to be signing in as a publisher in the cloud marketplace. We expect to be able to make that public soon as to what this looks like and how you can do this. I'd encourage you to start looking at your software partnerships, talk to the Bytes team about what that modernizing application portfolio looks like today, because they're fantastic at this already. But actually, let's start to think how you can work with Bytes, you can work with Microsoft to help your customers understand what a best-in-class software portfolio might look like today in a modern world. It's a great customer talk track for your account execs to say to your customer, what are your 50 critical enterprise applications that aren't from Microsoft, that aren't from Oracle, that aren't from AWS? Because actually you can help them as a partner organization get better value within that world. Even if your customer is already vested in SaaS, chances are they're suffering from SaaS sprawl, you know, that over-indexing of licenses. Well, actually the MPO process and the tools within the catalog that you can start to build services around with the help of the Bytes team can help the customer manage that SaaS sprawl. This will pay for itself very, very quickly. So to get prepped for this, as I say, I can't publish the documentation yet because it's still very US centric, but I want to wave the flag now. Please be ready for October and November, because you'll see lots of launch activity from Microsoft and particularly from the Bytes team leading the way in this. Start taking a look at the Azure Marketplace today. Start to take some of the content that I'm going to provide post today's event to work out how you can start to build this into your businesses, and come and talk to the Bytes team. So it really is about unlocking new, repeatable, highly profitable margin opportunities within your customers. It's about this modernizing application portfolio. I'm really hammering that home. We're not taking away from the vendors that you already deal with. They're on this strategy, and indeed you can go and help your ISV partnerships deliver this as well. And it's about driving new procurement paths and this modernized way to deliver, as I think we've covered. The frequently unasked questions, I'm not going to read the acronym. There was one laugh. It had to be worth it, didn't it? You know, is this going to break? Is this about Microsoft becoming a reseller? No, not at all. It's just about SaaS. It's about augmenting the resale platform. It's about helping our partners become more profitable. I don't need to read all these out because you're going to see these afterwards, but we thought about all these elements. If you're thinking about those point of agencies and happy to have a conversation about this afterwards, this will at some point include, we've called it multi-party for a reason. It will allow some of the larger ISVs like Cisco, for example, to enable a distributor to manage a downstream partner. It will allow Bytes to be not just selling to your customers on your behalf and managing trust for you, but it will allow a proper full authorization process. So it's an evolution of the platform. What to look out for, you're going to see lots of platform for modern partnering events from me and the team that work around me. We have some Bytes events coming up in October and November. We also have a Navigating the Microsoft Commercial Marketplace, small compartmentalized webinar on the 28th of September. We'll forward the links out to register for that. I'd encourage you again to go and have a look at what private offers in Azure Marketplace looks like. And again, we'll send these links out afterwards for you to be able to access these resources. I really appreciate that was a real whistle stop into what cloud marketplaces are doing. This should be a significant profitability contributor to your businesses, and the Bytes team and I would love to work through with you proving that this is not a risk to any of your existing resale businesses. There is a huge opportunity here, both thinking about those personas again, either as an ISV, so an independent software vendor with your own intellectual property, either as a partner in this huge resale opportunity that's coming around MPO, or either as a customer using this modernized application portfolio. And think about the Microsoft approach to this. You know, we have called our fiscal year 24 the year of the marketplace. The last point I'll note, I'll leave you with this. We're the only hyperscaler that announced as of 2 months ago that we are compensating and quoted our sellers on what we call MBS, marketplace build sales. No other hyperscaler does that. We announced that for the first time 3-4 months ago. It's not publicly available. I'm giving you the secrets here in this circle of trust. Don't chuck me under a bus. But I'm underpinning how important this is to Microsoft. So we are quoting our own sellers on how their customers or how their aligned partners are using Marketplace's delivery mechanism. So the opportunity is absolutely now to come and work with us about what this looks like.